I've had my Fitbit Alta for over 6 months now, so I thought it'd be a good time to do a product review. Fitbits are expensive, and I know one of the thoughts I had was, is it really going to be worth the money? Because I've had a Fitbit in the past, and it didn't even last me 2 years, and it kind of left a bad taste in my mouth because, I felt like it should last longer for the price that I paid for it. The first one I had was a Flex, and the thing is I really missed having a Fitbit. I've talked in the past about how, you can use your cell phone as a pedometer, and it does work, but I got tired of, charging my phone all the time and having to carry it around because a lot of times I don't have pockets. So I ended up getting another Fitbit, and ultimately Fitbit will always hold a special place in my heart because it was the first thing that showed me just how sedentary my life had become. The first day I strapped on my Fitbit and I got like 1,300 steps, and it was just like this wake-up call, like, you are not moving enough. So let's talk about the pros. First of all, I love that it's got this, thin band. It's sleek. I really like it. I like the way it looks on my wrist. I love that it has a clock and that it can show me my steps, exactly how many I have, whereas the Flex, just has the dots. I love badges. I don't know why I love badges. I know that they mean nothing in the real world, but having the weight loss badges and the different steps badges, I love it. I find it very motivating for whatever reason. And some other cool features is like you can do these virtual hikes with your friends and stuff, and it's neat because they have pictures of, say, like Yosemite National Park, and as you go a certain number of steps, it shows you a vista that you would actually see after you've traveled that many steps along that hike. And so if your friends in real life have Fitbits, then you can be their friend on the Fitbit app, and you can encourage each other and motivate each other and compete and stuff in different challenges and things like that, which I find really neat. And since I've been putting my link in the description now for several months, I've gotten a lot more friends on Fitbit, and so there's constantly a challenge happening, which is really neat. I know in the beginning when I started doing my steps and tried to be more consistent, I really was a lot more motivated by seeing other people getting their steps in, so I know that that can help you to move more. And the battery life seems to be really good. It seems like I have to be less aware of when I charge this one as opposed to my Flex. I always just charge mine when I'm taking a shower, or a lot of times I charge mine at night. I don't let it track my sleep or anything, just because I like this little feature where when you pull up your wrist, it'll show you your step count. It's called like Quick View, but at night when that happens, like when I'm asleep, it wakes me up, so I just take mine off at night. Another cool little thing is it shows this fireworks display when you hit your step goal for the day, and I just really like it. But there are some major cons, okay? First of all, I had only had my device for about 2 weeks, and the charging clip broke, and that was just kind of crazy to me. I didn't do anything wrong with it. I was taking very good care of it, and it just broke. And that has been a very big problem, apparently, because I did a Google search to see am I the only one that happened to? And I'm not. It was a very common problem. I was able to fix it, and I even posted a video about that, but then also, they did send me out another one right away. Another thing that happened was my wristband started to pop apart, and so I had to contact support again, and they sent me out a new wristband, but still, it floored me that it's not even been 6 months yet, and twice I've had to have them, send me parts for this device that I paid, $128 for. Another thing is for whatever reason, it seems like it's not that thick, but I keep banging it on the doorway as I walk through. It's like it's just a little bit higher of a profile than it feels like it is, and I find I bang it against stuff a lot, and so then my screen has gotten really scratched up, even though I'm trying really hard to take care of it. Another thing is it's kind of hard to take it off and put it back on. Like the first band that they sent, that I had, that comes with it, it's like these little prongs, and you have to press them in, and it takes some muscle to put it in there. And then another thing is that when they sent me the replacement, it's more like a watch band, but it's actually pretty hard to put in too. With my Fitbit Flex, I had to just buy some off-brand, wristbands, and they worked fantastically. So it's kind of crazy to me that they can't just figure out how to make a better one. And one thing I didn't even really consider when I first bought it, but now it's more of a big deal, is it's not waterproof. And at the time when I bought it, I never went swimming, but now that we're doing this full-time RV thing, there's a lot more opportunities for swimming. So then I have to, if I'm going to get some steps in, on the the walk down to the place where we're going to swim, then I have to figure out where to put my Fitbit, and it's just kind of a thing I wish I could just jump into the water with it on. So ultimately, the big thing about the Fitbit is the cost, I think. It was $128 for me. It was one big reason why I hesitated as long as I did, because I thought it's just not going to last, But I ultimately did miss it enough, and my husband, here's how he put it to me, like, look, you don't go to the gym, all you do, this is like your gym membership, and it's going to last for at least a year because it's under warranty for a year. So divide that out by 12, it's like $11 a month. I get that much enjoyment certainly out of using that. And ultimately, even though I've had to contact them and have them send me things, I still would go back and buy it again, and when this one breaks, which it probably will, probably just outside of the warranty period, I'm going to buy another one to replace it. And if you're on the fence about whether to get a Fitbit or not, I would say, ask yourself, will you be motivated by your friends who have Fitbits? Because that is certainly a thing. If you can have a group of people around you that can support you like that, that's another thing to consider. But if your budget, really just won't allow for it, you could certainly use your phone. Or also, I've heard some really great things about the Misfit Shine, which is much, much cheaper, and it's also waterproof. But at this point, I have so many friends on Fitbit that I'm just going to stick with Fitbit. I'm curious to know, what are your experiences with Fitbit? Have you had really good experiences or really bad ones? Okay, thanks for watching. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe down below.